All right, I'm gonna say this right. Let's say right here. All right, heavyweight legend says Mike Tyson was the easiest fight of his career. Now, this is supposed to be Lennox Lewis that said this. All right, but this is my point. Number one, all of y'all that beat Mike Tyson didn't beat him in his primes, and now one of y'all could have touched him when he was in his primes, right? Technically, after he fought Buster Douglas, he stopped training. Even before that fight right there, they cheated him out because he dropped Buster Douglas and they stopped the count. Really, Buster Douglas, it was a knockout, right? But my thing is this. Before the Buster Douglas fight, now one of y'all would have touched him. Lennox Lewis, Holyfield, now one of y'all, right? And then what get me is this. Y'all talk about him biting Holyfield on the ear. Let's talk about when Holyfield bit Jakey Winters, back when he was an amateur on the shoulder. Let's talk about that. Do your research because a lot of y'all don't know it. I got it posted on my page, right? Put up Jakey Winters that when Holyfield bit him on the shoulder and then show you that Holyfield bit him and it's facts on the internet. Google it, right? At the same time, where was Holyfield and where was Lennox Lewis when he was fighting James Tillis, Mitch Green, Jose Revolta, James Smith, Tony Tucker, okay, James Buster Douglas? Where was they at then? See, these are the people that he went the majority of the distance with. Look at the rounds. 12 rounds, 12 rounds, 10 rounds, right? A lot of y'all say Tyson never went the distance. They go a lie. He went the distance with Tony Tucker. He went the distance with James Bone Crusher Smith. They was calling Bone Crusher Bone Cracker because Tyson broke his ribs and broke his jaw. See, a lot of y'all don't know the history, but I've been studying Tyson, you see what I'm saying, since he started boxing, right? But do your research. Now one of y'all that sit around and want to talk about the man now, when he washed up, his style was impenetrable, right? Now one of y'all was nowhere to be seen. Nobody, Holyfield was coming up. But Holyfield doing Tyson's ring, Holyfield was what? A light heavyweight? And then he went through junior heavyweight, then heavyweight, right? Tyson would have washed Holyfield back then because he was a light heavyweight. Tyson was a heavyweight since he was I think he was 12, 13 years old. He was weighing 200 pounds. He bullied, what's his name, Greg Page in the ring. As an amateur, he bullied them. And Greg Page was a professional pro. Oh, I did the same thing too, But my thing again is that y'all don't get this man his props. Now, I ain't going to give him his props with that last fight with that daggone fake YouTuber, Jake Paul. See, because all that was fake. And I lost my money on that, and I got upset about that because I lost $100 on that fight, right? But my thing is this. See, he washed up. If you look at the fight, his legs was gone in the second round, right? He ain't had no legs. See, now, he ain't nothing but a year older than me. I still got legs, and I still got my stuff. I ain't get busted up and stuff. I ain't got no problem with the brain and so forth. But again, y'all need to get this man his props because y'all ain't giving him his props, okay? He was the youngest heavyweight ever, okay? Then it was Muhammad Ali. See? He had mad respect for Muhammad Ali, and Muhammad Ali had mad respect for him. Larry Holmes, he don't have the respect that for Muhammad Ali. That's why Mike Tyson went in there and destroyed him. You see, broke him up like he was a puzzle. See? Now, my thing is that Larry Holmes talked trash, right? But I feel like Larry Holmes is overrated. I'm going to be honest. He ain't fighting none of the best fighters that like Muhammad Ali fought. Or Mike Tyson. Or like Sugar Ray Leonard. See, people out there that really aren't theirs, right? I'm not giving him none of that. He's overrated. See, because he wasn't boxing people like Joe Frazier, Ernie Shavers, what's that one that George Foreman that just passed, God bless his soul. Who was the one that George fought that he said hit hard as I don't know what. What's that dude's name? I can't remember. But George even said that was the hardest person that he ever, fought because he hit hard. Again, Mike Tyson was one of the best that ever lived. And a lot of y'all that try to steal that man position are delusionary. I'm going to be honest, man. During that man time, that man was coming up destroying people, man. These people right here, right, was some of the best during that time. James Quick Tillis. See, another one. And Tony Tucker was fierce. And James Smith, they was fierce. You see what I'm saying? And it's more than that. Trevor Burbick, who had the title, Tyson dropped him and he fell 3 times in 1 round. He got up and fell down 3 times. See? But again, the youngest heavyweight ever. And I'm going to give him his respect that he deserved. He washed up. He ain't got it no more. The man is old. We both old. Like I said, he a year older than me. But I don't look like that. See, I look better than that. And my body ain't like his. My body better than his. See, I don't even look my age. But it is what it is. He's still the greatest heavyweight that ever lived. 15 first-round knockouts. And the only one that came close to that as a heavyweight was, what's the dude from New York? Hold on, let me see if I can find his name. What is dude at? I don't even think I can. Shannon Briggs. Now, Shannon Briggs, Tyson had 15 first-round knockouts. Shannon Briggs had more knockouts than that. Shannon Briggs was a beast too, right? But nothing like Tyson. See, but he was a monster in his day. You see, but like I say, this man right here, Mike Tyson, was something to watch, man. He would get in there, put in work. He was fast. He was slick with that bobbing and weaving. It was hard to hit him. You see, right? He lost all that, man. And he ain't do none of that when he got in there with Jake Paul. Jake Paul young. See? And Jake Paul, you see what I'm saying? You overrated. Fight somebody that can fight. Fight somebody with a title that'll break you up. See? Because you a wannabe. You ain't even worked through the ranks. And I know a lot of boxers out there right now that I know will just break him up like he was nothing. But he running from the real boxers. He want to fight a man that's old and washed up. I don't have no respect for nobody that sit up here and fight boxers that's washed up and they want to get a recognition from people that's washed up. Get your recognition from people your age that'll put them hands on you. See? Stop running from the truth.